Okay, this episode is going to be about training in this time of year in the heat and primarily the humidity. Now anybody that trains this time of year, they know it's really difficult, and that is not just the heat, it's moreover the humidity and how that affects the body. Here in Malta, for instance, the humidity can be 87 to 95% in the mornings. Now this makes the real field temperature. If the temperature is 27, 28 degrees outside, and we know we can get higher, but in the morning, the real feel is about 34, 35 degrees on the body, and this raises the body temperature. So what happens is when you're training, you're exercising indoors or outdoors, the body temperature will rise. Now the body compensates for this by sweating, and it produces sweat droplets all over the body. And these evaporate off and they carry away excess heat from your body, which is how your body naturally controls its temperature, it cools down. Now on a hot and humid day, importantly, the body can sweat, but it will not evaporate off, so the sweat just stays on your skin, which means you've lost one of the most vital components of how your body regulates temperature. Now you've got to be really careful with this. What basically happens is the more your body keeps heating up, it goes into what's like a survival mode. The blood flow to the essential organs changes. Less blood will flow to the GI tract, which will make the digestion of sports drinks and gels difficult, and you might feel nauseous as a result. You also may find you're more prone to side stitches when you're overheated, especially if breathing becomes shallow or uneven. Of course, your heart rate will rise and escalate as it and the lungs work overtime, trying to deliver more oxygen throughout the body. So the longer we stay out and training it, and you know it's really hard. In the winter we can train for hours and hours on end, we all can. But in the summer, a lot of us feel we've lost all our fitness, and that's because you've got to bring down the amount of training you do by so much. And another one of the big things of this is actually the temperature of your brain will start to rise, and that makes it much worse because it affects your ability to assess your own body temperature. Runners often feeling actually cold or get goosebumps when they're overheating, which is, you think, the opposite of what's going on, but it's not. You can also start to lose control over your mechanics, the way you put your feet. It can be sloppy. Your mental abilities may start to break down quite a lot actually, and you'll feel dizzy, disorientated. We've all been there, and then we end up drinking more and more water. Now obviously taking fuel on board, and especially hydration, is a major factor here, but it's not going to help in the bigger picture because of the fact that we can't sweat, we can't release that heat. It's very hot and very humid. We need to bring our training load down. So in the winter we're training for 3 hours a day, we need to bring it down to either an hour, or we train indoors in a gym where we've got nice and cool conditions and we can sweat naturally. If not, when you're outside running, even 5 or 10k, your body temperature can spike rapidly over even those short distances. Now, of course, we're all different. We all handle humidity and heat differently. And this has something often to do with body size. Me, I'm a big guy, which means I heat up much quicker than someone who's say, 60 kilogram runner. I'm nearly 100 kilograms, so I heat up much quicker because I've got much more of a surface area. Again, another factor is, as you get older, I'm 52 now. When I was 25, I'm running ultramarathons. I didn't have these problems, but it slowly creeps up, and as you get older, it becomes harder and harder to handle heat and humidity. Now, the way most of us actually handle this is counterintuitive sometimes. What we think we'll run early or we'll run late. Now the problem with that is actually they can be the two most humid parts of the day, especially if you look at the weather report here in Malta where we are. The mornings can sometimes be 99% humidity and almost the same in the evenings. And people think because they're running or training then the sun's not on them. It's better, but it's not. It's the humidity that is the real problem. Actually, sometimes I'll run in the middle of the day and it's hot, but the humidity is down quite a lot, maybe down to 70%. And you can go on a lot further as long as you've got plenty of cream on and you cover your body. It's actually better to do it that way in a lot of cases. So then as we progress back over the summer, coming into the winter, the humidity, as you know, could make the temperature feel less. So it could be a 25-degree day, but it'll feel like 22 degrees because it works the other way then. The humidity, it keeps you cool. So you've got to be mindful if you are going to train outside in the morning or the evening or any time of day when it's hot, be mindful of what's going on with your body. Now, the early warning signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke: fatigue, nauseas, dizziness, headaches, tingly skin and confusion. I know a lot of you will have been through this, and sometimes we don't recognise them as actually as heat stroke or heat exhaustion. We just think we're tired, or we had a bad night last night, we had a couple of drinks, whatever, and we try to push those to the side because we want to get through whatever we're doing. Now, you've really got to take care and keep an eye on that. So if you're going to train early morning or late evening, especially if you're a runner and you're out for a long time, try to run on a shaded path. Try not to run on tarmac, because that really is a lot hotter than a trail run. Run close to water, because obviously any breeze there will be cooler because it's coming across the water. Don't try and get through the whole run. Do some walking, some slower pacing. It's much different in the summer than it is in the winter. In the winter, I can go on, I can run 100 mile non-stop. I've done it several times. This time of year now, it's August, if I run 5 miles in the morning, I am physically very tired and I don't want to go on. The difference is amazing what the humidity makes to you. All that being said, it can be mitigated slightly. You can obviously teach your body to function best under those conditions. But how you do that is you must go out and train in those conditions. Short spells of training though. Sign up for a race that's towards the end of the summer, so it'll give you an incentive to train through the summer. Okay, don't go mad, train lightly. And keep going, keep building the length of the runs or whatever you're doing. If you're doing OCR or tennis, whatever you're doing and it's outside, do it in short spells, but build it up. You will build a tolerance like it builds a tolerance to anything. The body is an amazing thing.